Welcome to another content creating moment between me and my wife.
Between me and my wife, or between us and them. It's more like with my wife and I.
Bite me.
You have a dictionary.
I chop my school fees. I don't know again. Yeah. So here we are. Start.
Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to our channel. So today we are discussing marriage.
Did you say our?
It's our.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is your channel.
It is.
I'm a guest here.
Our channel. What is mine is yours. What is yours is mine. And that leads me to the topic we're discussing today. So we're discussing finances in marriage. But before we get into that, have you subscribed? If you have not, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notifications whenever I post new videos. To my fellow subscribers, as always, you guys are always welcome. So let's dive into the topic for today: finances in marriage. So I will let you talk first.
You get within they pain me.
You're starting off with pain.
Yes, and I've always been hearing this thing.
Okay.
The woman will say, the wife will say, your money is our money. Okay. My money is my money. That thing has ruined a lot of marriages, and women don't know that. Because the truth is that when a man notices that you are holding on to your money, and he knows that you have that money, and you are claiming that you don't have that money, there is something it does to a man. He will not tell you. But some men will start making investments you don't know. Some men will start buying things and keeping for themselves. You will not know. Because they have realized that it's like this woman came to better her family and leave me in ruins or whatever. I have plenty of friends that their problem with the wife is not that the woman is cheating. It's not that she doesn't know how to cook or to perform the other duties, you understand? It is this money matter. Now, it's a very serious problem. And most people don't know that. So, let's actually talk about this today.
Okay, so we are starting off strong.
I've said my vexation, yes.
We are starting off really strong.
Yeah.
And this is a saying that I heard growing up. I heard a lot of young ladies say that when I was growing up. And it sounded normal, but thank God for God and for godly background. Anyway, it is, I just feel like it is selfish. If you want to get married, if you say you are going into marriage, you should be ready to give your all. But what I don't understand is this person has seen you through and through, but you are withholding money. What? It does not make sense. The most intimate part of you, this person has access to, but then money
is more important.
Is now more important to you. I don't understand. We understand that money is important because that's what I'm discussing today. It has broken a lot of marriages. A lot of marriages are in a very dicey, in a very dicey kind of situation, because one person has decided that, you know what, I'm going to be it. Your money is our money and my money is my money. But as a married couple, you're supposed to be a team. It's supposed to be you against the world. It is not you and your family, you and your parents against the world. It is the day, because all this talk of choose between me and some men will tell the wives, choose between your father and I, or some women will tell their husbands, choose between your mother and I. The day that you said I do on that altar, you have chosen. You chose that it is this man or this woman. That was the day you chose your mother over you chose your wife over your mother. That was the day you chose your husband over your father. So if you are willing to share your finances with your family, the first person that you should share that finances with is your husband. So it does not make sense that you say that his money is everybody's money. and your money is your money. Yes, he has been wired to provide and protect and all those things. But what exactly are you now doing in that? What do you bring to the table for the people that will put it like that? What exactly do you now bring to the table? Some people will be like, I bring peace to the table. That's a given. If you want to be a wife, you must bring peace.
I've actually come to understand that some women, they see that that whole process of leaving their family to come to a man's house and stay with him as a sacrifice that the man has to keep paying for. You understand now? They see it as a sacrifice that the man has to keep paying for. So when you ask them, when you ask them, what are you bringing to the table? They will say, you see me from my papa house and my mama house, and you came and took me. So you see that mindset is already there. That they felt that you took them out of their comfort zone and brought them to somewhere else, that you have to pay for it. That's number one. Then the second part now is they see that the act and the process of childbearing as another another sacrifice, because they know that maybe they will lose shape, they will get fat, they will go through the whole pains and everything. So yeah, of course. So that now is another sacrifice that they see as the thing that will now make them to tell you that they are bringing something to the table. We asked them what they are bringing to the table. So the truth is, I'm not here to say that because in the marriage, this is no longer we're talking about marriages now right now.
Yeah.
So I do believe that a woman that has left the her comfort zone, because for some of them it is comfort zone, but for some of them they are actually looking for a way to leave their father's house by all means. So let's assume the ones that have left their comfort zone, they have come into a man's house. So that's it. I still do believe it's a kind of a sacrifice. No problem. The childbearing thing also, where any man that is sensible will not take these things for granted. They are huge sacrifices on the side of our women.
Yeah.
Then, but we have not really realized that men die faster than women. In most marriages, men die faster than women.
Yes.
So, a man's life is tough. A man's life is very tough. The whole process of providing, protecting for real men that are actually doing that is not an easy task. So, I think these two things have actually neutralized themselves. There is no winner here. The woman left her family and came into a man's house, bearing children and every other thing is a huge sacrifice. Now the man is taking all he has, all he is, all his everything that he can use to make himself better and putting it to the woman and the children. So it is kind of a 50-50 situation, if you ask me, because I know the kind of life where they live now. If say, God knows now, I'm gonna born. But I cannot, if I born now, I will press the calculator. That's the thing. A man's life, money makes man a man to feel happy and confident.
You actually called this afternoon, and the guy was like, he left the country because he wants to get up to make a man beautiful.
Which is money. For us Igbos, so in Igbo land in Nigeria here,
it actually hit home.
They call money the handsomeness, or should I say beauty? Handsomeness of a man. They have money, because the way they see it, even if you are very ugly, you can still marry the most beautiful lady.
I've seen that a lot.
You have money.
Yes, now
it happens.
The most beautiful,
and it will keep happening. But let's not digress. So the point I'm trying to make here is, most people come into marriage with baggages, and those baggages can make or ruin your marriage. But most people, the truth is that when you are in the courtship period, those things are there. Those things are there, but they might be subtle, they might not be glaring, but they are there. And no matter how much you think you're in love, if you pay attention, you see them there.
Yes.
So when you are courting a lady and she's always collecting, she never gives, that's a danger sign. That is a very serious danger sign. Because one of my friends that was complaining about this thing told me that when he was cutting the wife, that she was like, he noticed that thing. He doesn't know how much she earns till now. She works. She refused to tell him the salary. This is a man that works. He doesn't want the money. You understand? But he, at least he needs the help in some areas or the other. He doesn't want. He will not put his hand in the money. He knows he's making more than the wife. He knows that. But at least let us know how much you are making. Let us know what you are doing with this money. That you are okay. I provide for everything, and I know that you are earning
down to the simplest thing.
Yes, he does actually, and you are earning this amount of money, and I don't know what you are using it for. It is crazy.
Does not make sense.
It is crazy. So the thing that made the man, he's now on the defensive. He told me that he made some investment this year, and he told me that he was so disappointed that the wife got to learn about it, that because of one thing or the other she now knew, but every other thing he's doing that is investment that she would never know about it. Not be say the wife they cheat too. Not be say just because of this money issue. And this man's heart is already leaving the family because of money. It doesn't make sense.
That is what many women don't understand. And we know that this matter also touches some men. We know that some men are not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yes,
and many ladies enter marriage because maybe they saw their father being a very wasteful somebody. So they are determined automatically, not knowing that they should have handled. So, like a preacher was saying, that some women in marriages are not fighting their husbands, they are fighting their fathers. Some men in marriages are not fighting their wives, they are fighting their mothers. But before you get into marriage, that is going to be another talk. Before you get into marriage, you must be able to sit down and know the things the baggages that you have that you need to drop before you are able to join yourself with this man or this woman. So yes, maybe your father was one that was careless with money, so you don't want to be open with your money, so that whenever things fall through, you can now bring it out. It's good, but your husband is not your father. Have you had a discussion with your husband? Have you studied his pattern? Know the kind of person that this man is. You don't judge A. You don't judge A with the characters of B. That is how, because you wouldn't like your husband to judge you because of the way his own mother acted, or you wouldn't want your wife to judge you because of the way her own father acted. So yes, it's a reality that a lot of people do this, but it does not make sense. You are 18.
There was a question my dad asked me a few weeks ago. Yeah, he has asked me that question a while ago, and I told him the same thing. He forgot to ask again. He asked me, do you and your wife have a joint account?
That joint account matter.
I said no. We don't have joint account. He was like, why now? You're supposed to have a joint account. This one, that one. I told him that the one we have is better than joint account. As I do like this now, my wife can transfer money from my account. She has my PIN. My phone is just there. She can unlock it. The face unlock of my iPhone, her face is there. So everything, my ATM pin, she has it. I have her own. So what am I doing with joint account again?
Yeah.
Nothing. There's no need for joint accounts.
Because we can have joint account and be earning money in other different individual accounts, and we're deciding to put money in.
Yes.
And I become what is it called? Dishonest about how much I am really getting.
Yes.
So I put a wrong amount that I'm not supposed to put inside the account.
Yes.
And the man, we still think we are running a joint account, not knowing that one person is dishonest.
Yes. But but in this case, based on what you're saying, if there's anything that we want to do that she has to contribute, she just does it willingly, without any corny whatever. Because I know how, even the truth is that some of her income comes into my own account, especially the foreign currency income. I will just carry the thing and give her. What am I doing with it? Nothing.
You will be like, it's not control. It's not control. I chose to use his account. I could have used somebody else's account. I could have gone through the stress of doing it myself. I was like, well, cannot stress myself. I like to be a baby girl.
Baby girl you be now.
Cannot stress myself. He has the account. We use his account because there is that trust. And the truth is, there's not going to be any transparency in finances in marriage if there is no trust. And the truth is, I don't even know if there's marriage without trust. That marriage is just for appearances. Because if you, well, trust in marriage is a different talk, a different matter on its own. But on a serious note, we must understand that as husbands and wives, we are teams. So we must be what we are building a society on our we are another branch of society, if I'm putting it correctly. So how are we building that branch? How are we going to make it work? Am I putting all the stress of building this branch on him, or is he putting all the stress of building this branch on me? So we want to train our children. They are our children, not his children, not my children. We want to make investments. The investments will benefit the both of us. So what do? We pool funds together to do it, because we are 18. We understand that we are 18, and anything, if the investment falls through, the two of us will carry it. If it does not, if it is successful, it is to the glory of God, our own gain. So it does not make sense that some people would hide their finances from their spouses, just like the case that he cited. This man's heart is now leaving his marriage just because of the fact that the wife has decided that she would not be transparent with her finances. Like I say again, but every other thing this man knows. So what exactly are you hiding?
Even my brother-in-law that stays in a foreign country, he was complaining, not his own issue. A friend of his, a guy, was complaining bitterly. He was having the same problem. This one is that the wife earns more.
Wow.
The wife earns more, and she still leaves everything to him. She doesn't bring anything.
Oh, and they're living outside.
Yes.
Is the whole situation there?
He does everything.
Wow.
The guy is complaining, and you know, over there, women tend to have a lot of power. And, so the guy he doesn't know what to do. I told him that this is another problem, because sometimes the problem is that word, that teamwork. Most people, let me not just face the woman, because some men are actually yes. Most people don't actually know that marriage is teamwork. It's teamwork, but when you go into that thing with the idea of, some men go into just with that desire of having children. They don't care. I know a guy that told me that he doesn't care if the wife cheats. Like she should just make sure that all his children are his own. Like, then she can never cheat. That he will cheat.
Voila.
You see that guy? See that? But the truth is this: if you are cutting this kind of person, you will know. Somehow you will know. Somehow you will know. But sometimes, out of desperation, out of overlove, people
pressure.
Yeah, people will now tend to overlook those things and say that he will change. I'll make him change. Anything you are seeing in that courtship, just be prepared to get it in 100 folds when you are married.
Yes,
of course. So this money issue is a serious problem for those people that can actually do joint accounts. Do.
It's beautiful as long as you're transparent.
Just do, no problem. But I wouldn't understand why a woman will hide her salary, the amount she makes, from the husband. Sometimes there are some posts I will see on Facebook. Somebody will say, "Would you let your husband know how much you earn?" If you enter that thing, you'll be shocked by what women think. God, the day I saw that thing, I was like
that. Is this
so? Yes. Wow. I said, so is this the? I was like, oh, what kind of selfishness is this?
Yeah.
What kind of selfishness is this?
My question is always, what are you not spending that money on? Because you want to buy hair, the man will give you money.
Some will.
You want to buy pad, it's the man.
The truth is,
you want to subscribe DSTV.
The truth is that most of the attention of the woman is, in most cases I've seen, is based on her family. Some will build in their father's house. You will not know.
Yeah, one of my mom's clients was telling my mom that she was building a house in her father's house, and the husband was not aware. This was few years ago. The husband was not aware that she was building a house in her father's house. I don't understand how you get to that point where you're making such kind of financial commitment that you will not tell your spouse, whether you're a man or a woman. This is not just for women. I also read a story where a man has investments in, this happened in Nigeria. He had investments in other states, serious investments. The man died. The woman had no idea. The woman was living from hand to mouth, and she had no access to the investments. So these investments have practically gone to waste.
No, it's not someone else's game.
So yeah, gone to waste to the man because he has struggled in vain. My dad I've heard him say that thing severally. That many bank managers will tell him that many money that cannot be accounted for in the banks, that we stay there for years and nobody's coming for them, are either from a husband that is hiding money from the wife, or wife that is hiding money from the husband, or apprentices that are stealing from their bosses. That these three groups of people are people that make these people rich.
Okay, now there is another side to this, because we know that some people, they hide their finances and investment because maybe they have wasteful partners.
That's they have found out.
Yeah, they have found out from experience that they have wasteful partners, and that's understandable. But I wouldn't pray for anybody to find him or herself in that situation. Another thing, that some people have this misconceived notion that their partners are wasteful, meanwhile the partners are not. So that's another thing we have to, because the truth is that everybody's mind action seems right to them. Yes, but for those that are genuinely entangled with somebody that's wasteful, I think at that point wisdom is needed. Wisdom is needed. You have to still provide as much as you can. If you are the man, and if you are the woman, still help as much as you can, but still save. Still save for rainy days, because nobody knows tomorrow.
Yes.
So that's totally understandable in this, but make sure that you are not confusing these two things, because this is a man that is wasteful knows that he's wasteful.
Yes.
That's just the fact. A woman that is wasteful knows, yeah, somehow, they know, but they don't care. So,
or they think that those frivolities, if they don't get it, their lives are not going to be the same.
That's another thing. But if by adventure there is a kind of revelation, and the person finds out that you have been making investments, saving without them knowing, they might understand, because they know that inside them, they know that they are wasteful.
If they are truthful to themselves,
yes.
Some people are not.
Yes, but if you are married to somebody, the person is struggling to make ends meet for the family, and you are keeping your own finances aside and not letting him know. Anytime
he's supposed to be the provider.
Anytime the man finds out, anytime the man finds out, trust me, it is as good as if you are cheating with other. It's just, that's what the impact it have on him emotionally and in his mind. That marriage is almost ruined. I've
actually heard stories where the man will be like, the marriage ended because of such.
I've seen it. Okay, there's this post I saw somewhere a long time ago, that a man has been paying rent not knowing that the wife is the owner of the house.
Yeah, my dad told me that story one time. I'm like, this is wickedness. But damn, you are collecting your husband's money. Like, that money could have gone into other things. You could have saved that money and made a serious investment.
Even build a house that for the two of. That's what I don't. The craziness is what I don't understand. I don't understand. Why can't you use your hand and better into the lives of yourself and your husband and the children? I don't understand.
It's like, it does not make sense. It does not make sense. But always make sure, like he said, make sure that you're not conflicting the two. Make sure that before you say you're hiding it because this one is, or this woman is wasteful, that this person is actually wasteful. But now, in the process of trying to save or salvage that situation, pray. You cannot take marriage out. You cannot take prayer out of marriage. You cannot do marriage without prayer. But prayer get levels. That is why they say know who you are marrying, because some prayers you are praying, you are battling things that you're not meant to battle. Then some prayers are just, general kind of prayers to make yourselves better. So you must, if you are working on that kind of person, as you are working on that kind of person, you also need to pray. Pray that God will open the person's eyes to see their ways, because sometimes these people sometimes they don't really know what they are doing. Like he initially said, what they are doing is right in their own sight. So you have to pray that God will open their eyes truthfully, as in God will open their eyes to see that this thing they are doing is hurting their partner, is hurting you, their partner, the husband or the wife. And then when the Holy Spirit has revealed this to them, that is why you should marry somebody that the Holy Spirit can control. So that when the Holy Spirit reveals it, the person can actually see, obey, and start making changes. So as you are trying to do what you need to do to save yourself and the man or the woman and the children, you should also pray for that person to get better.
The truth, marriage is not child's play. Marriage no be for children. I'm telling you the truth. See, when you are courting, don't allow desperation, don't allow pressure, don't allow anything to. If you know that thing you don't want, if you know that thing that you cannot tolerate, if you know that thing that will break your heart in a marriage, and you are seeing signs of it when you are courting, I beg, leave that, leave it.
If you cannot tolerate like 50% of it, don't tolerate 10% of it, because it will grow. When you get married, you will see the full magnitude of it.
Just leave it. No matter how hard, leave it. For your peace of mind and for the peace of the mind of the person that you are coming, because two of them go suffer. That's just the best thing. It's not child's play.
I just believe that some people that we are considering problematic in marriage, there are some people that could have handled that matter, but you went and put yourself in that situation. So maybe the person that was supposed to marry that person, the kind of person, let me put it like that, because there's no one person meant for one person. If it's like that, you have mixed it now. So the kind of person that's supposed to marry that person is the kind of person that can tolerate it and maybe influence change. But you have gone and put yourself inside it, and now you're complaining.
You can't handle it.
You can't handle it. So that is why when they say love is not blind, open your eyes. All these things. See, many problems that people encounter in marriages started rearing their ugly heads when they were courting. But because of love, the emotion, before 1 year into marriage, it will fly.
Sure.
You wonder where it is. That butterfly in your stomach will calm down, and then your head will cool.
And you face the reality of what you're in.
Reality. That is it. You face that. It will be like, you look me, I look you. So be careful who you choose to marry. For those that are not married, then for those that are married, that have found themselves in this situation, the only thing I can say is pray, because there's nothing else you can.
See how I say this now. There's a simple solution to this thing. If you know that you are a person that does not value marriage, some people don't value marriage. They see it as anytime it goes bad, I go. Find somebody like you and marry that person. Simple. Understand?
Life goes on.
But if you know that you're somebody that values marriage, that you are the kind of person that fights,
we will work on it.
Find a man. If you're a woman, find a man so that two of you will work towards it. But if you are somebody that likes to work, and you marry a man that is like go to your father's house, you will suffer in that marriage.
There's somebody that
you will suffer.
There's somebody that said this person has not married. He has not married. He said, if this young lady stress me, everybody go their separate way. They have not married. That kind of marriage, do you think maybe in the long run, except that mindset changes, that they will not divorce? The rate of divorce for that marriage is really high. Because that mindset is already there.
So just to save yourself the problem, and still be like children, because all these things, all these dynamics, all these ups and downs, children notice it and it
And
tells on them.
they are the ones that bear the brunt of when they
It
say
tells on
when
them.
two elephants fight, the
Yeah.
grass suffers. They are the grass that suffers.
Because the truth is that most of the people, all these things we're talking about now, the finances and not working for your marriage, it is as a result of the family they came from.
Yes.
Understand? Yeah. But we try as adults. You not think about your father's and mother's marriage and see the problems that they had. If you're a man, you now know where your father did not do well. Try and improve on it. Yes. If you're a woman and you know where your mother did not do well, improve on it. That's how we make a better consciously. That's how we make a better marriage. You understand? But like I said before, if you know you cannot work for if you're the type that likes to scatter, the only person that will make you to come down is someone that scatters like you. Find that person for your own peace of mind and for your children. Marry the man and scatter the. After you guys have scattered and gathered and scattered and gathered, you calm down. You understand? No, but if you're the kind that likes to calm down and navigate through your marriage and work on it, please find a man or a woman that's like that, and you have peace. That's where peace is, not nowhere else.
So all the with the 50-50 for those that will say in finances in marriage is 50-50. For those that will say the man provides, for those that will say joint accounts. From our own perspective, marriage is not 50-50. And I think generally, the way marriage should work, marriage is not 50-50. Whether finances, whether raising children, it is not 50-50. It is 100-100. You bring your 100, I bring my 100. When your 100 has depleted to a point, I substitute with mine. But when it comes up, because there are some things that I will be better at than he is, and there are some things he's better than I am. So we meet wherever we meet ourselves.
Yeah, but that's not to say the man is the
sole provider.
Provider. You know. There is no. We're not trying to say that. Of course, the man is. A man should provide.
Yes.
Of course, even if your wife is any more than you, provide. Yeah, provide. Then
because the woman was not built for that role.
Yes, but provide. Let us see that you're providing.
Yes.
Let the children see that you're providing.
The thing is, another thing is, or let me add to what he's saying. This man has provided for so long, and maybe things have crashed. Don't, because society has made us understand, or generally the biology and stuff has made us understand that men are the providers for their families and protectors. Now say, other men are working on it, he should go and look for how to get the money. Meanwhile, you have the money that will solve that situation. That is selfishness.
And you know, this man has been doing this for a long time until maybe something went bad in the business. Yes.
So when you are able to carry the family, carry it with joy, that you are able to. Some people, their husband's means of livelihood scattered and the family scattered, so that you are able to support this man, support him with all your heart. For the man, in any area that you will need to support your wife in with everything and with gratitude that you are able to do it. And then some I think this goes also for some women. I've seen that a lot and I've heard it a lot. When your husband, because some husbands would provide for their children through their wives, so the children are not looking at you like you are the one that's providing that thing. You should make it a point of duty to let those children know that it is not me that gave you this thing. It is your father that gave you this thing. For the husbands, I know that a ego will enter, but at some point, maybe when the children have grown to a point, let them know, so they don't despise their mother and be like she's not bringing anything to the table. She did not do anything. Meanwhile, she may have been the one that was working behind the scene all the while. So that is why transparency is needed, so that the children will know that both parties are working to make the family better.
Well, that's true. Now, my advice to my fellow guys, because I'm here for the guys actually. You can advise your ladies. But my advice for the guys is this: when you are trying to settle down, and you have seen the person you want to marry, and you have entered the courtship phase, for your own peace of mind though, if you notice that she's the type that hides her finances from you, and you are the type of man that believes that a woman should put her own, because I know some men that are don't do anything, I'll do everything. You understand? Be careful. Don't, if you notice that she's not the type that likes to input, and you love that thing, okay, for your peace of mind, just find a way. And another thing is, even if you are the type that is like, don't do anything, I'll do everything. Alright, okay?
Something will happen.
Not something. That my friend that was complaining is that kind of person.
Okay.
Don't do anything, I'll do everything, I'm the man. Now he has entered and seen that family love is more thing. He's not penny him.
Relationship
And the woman does not want to bring anything again. So be careful. Even if you're the type that
we are dating and we are married, there are different things.
Even if you're the type that does not want the woman to do anything, or find a woman that will help you.
That will be free. And the thing is, once somebody is free with their finances, they can actually be free with you with every other thing.
Yes.
I know that sometimes it can be they are free with you with every other thing, and finances they are closed fisted. But if you find somebody that is free with their finances, they can be free with you with every other thing.
Yes.
And that is needed generally in marriage.
Well, I guess that's it. This video has become too long.
Longer than we expected it to be.
I hope it was interesting.
Yeah. So we'll be seeing you guys in other videos. Please make sure to subscribe and give a thumbs up to the video. I know you loved it. I know you like it. Please share to your friends and foes, your neighbors and your in-laws.
You say foes?
Yes, so everybody. Your enemies. Yes, they say we should pray for our enemies. So you have to advise your enemies if they're not doing it ahead now. So yeah, we'll be seeing you guys in other videos. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Bye bye.